Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama.
And General Phoenix.
Welcome to our podcast, our third and final podcast covering the Comic-Con at Home 2020.
Yep. And this time we've got select events once again. And this time we got to see quite a bit today because there's some really interesting panels. So first up, you're starting with
the Simpsons at Home panel that Phoenix is going to tell us about. So here we go.
Yeah. What was it again?
The Simpsons at Home.
Oh, yeah.
With Phoenix at home.
Yeah. They did say that the Simpsons will never stop. They won't stop at all from ending the series already.
what? They're ending it?
No. I think they won't stop at all.
Yay!
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I remember that being a rumor at one point that they thought when Disney bought it, Disney was going to end it because they thought it'd be running long enough, or they planning a finale or something. So that's good to hear it's not ending anytime soon.
And I understand that Yeardley Smith, who voices Lisa Simpson, was the host. Is that correct?
Yes, she was the host, and she did a very good job in this one. And I'm glad that she did, gatherings with her, and they all did ask questions on what they had been doing since, what's happening right now with the events.
Did they have any information about upcoming episodes or arcs that will be covered on the show?
I don't know. They're probably going to be doing, a lot more episodes until they can come up with a proper and good finale someday.
Okay.
Which will probably be 12th of Never.
What?
But I love Yeardley Smith. She's hilarious. We actually follow her on Twitter, and usually every Sunday she's got some hilarious story she shares. She is brilliant and fantastic. So who were the voice actors who appeared?
Bart Simpson's voice appeared
Dan
as well.
Castaneda.
Okay, cool.
Along with Homer, and probably Ned Flanders, along with Skinner, and possibly the creator and the voice of Homer.
So Matt Groening.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt Groening and Dan Castaneda. Yeah.
All right. Well, they had the stars on there, so it wasn't just one or two.
Right.
All right. So awesome.
And about how long did that panel run?
The next panel, right?
That's about how long did the Simpsons at Home panel, how long was it?
It went like 50 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
So you got to spend a nice amount of time with them. So that's fantastic. We're so glad you watched it and so glad you're able to share with us the information and experience.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move on to the Phineas and Ferb panel, Candace versus the Universe? No, against the Universe.
It sounds like versus the forces of evil versus the universe and stuff. It's like you can mix
Steven
it up.
Universe. Yeah.
Right. That's what
meets Steven Universe.
Right. Oh, now that's a crossover I like to see. So yeah, for this one, they had the two creators of Phineas and Ferb, Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy. They had the voice of Candace, Ashley Tisdale. They had the voice of Baljeet, of Phineas, and then
Vincent Martella.
Vincent Martella. And they had D. Bradley Baker, who voices Perry, in like one episode.
And the director.
Yes. And they were all talking about the movie and a bit of the origins of how they created and pitched Phineas and Ferb, to a point where actually it wasn't going to be at Disney. It was going to be on, like, they had tried several networks and all of them had passed, including Disney. Mm-hmm. And then they came back a year later and they actually wanted it the second time around. So that's how it ended up being at Disney Channel.
Yeah, and I'm actually pretty excited for this movie because it will be very funny and very interesting at the same time.
Definitely.
Yes.
And it's amazing that it took 10 years for the original show to get on air. That these men had this concept, and it was literally incubating and waiting for someone to pick it up, and then once they did, you know, the rest is history. It was a fantastic series, and now, as we mentioned, it's a fantastic movie, and Candace finally gets her day in the spotlight.
Yes!
Yeah, she's always trying to bust her butters in like every episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Like, you're so busted!
And we were all so good.
Yeah, that song, I couldn't stop. That song got stuck in my head when I saw that episode.
They should have one episode that, Mom, please ever putting me in a Disney Plus movie!
And it was so awesome. We actually got to see a clip of the beginning of the movie, which is funny as heck. And you're going to love it when you see it. If you didn't see it, go onto YouTube, go to the panel, and if you have to fast forward to the clip, fast forward to the clip. It is absolutely brilliant and amazing, and it gives us all the things we love about Phineas and Ferb and Candace.
Right?
What was your favorite part about the panel?
And that video just uploaded like 6 hours ago on YouTube.
I loved it. It's just Candace just being Candace is hilarious. You're thinking, oh, it's nice and pleasant. She's just being really calm, and then she after she's thinking about Phineas and Ferb, she snaps.
Bradley Baker voice Perry because she was the perfect choice to play him.
Right? Right? Just making that little noise is just iconic already.
The clicking noises. So it was a great panel. It was interesting all the way through. We got to see some of our favorites older.
Ma.
And we learned that Mr. Martella began voicing Phineas at 13.
Yeah.
So literally they all grew up on TV. In the background we could hear them, but they all grew up voicing these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Cause you remember, if you remember when they would have, like, when Phineas and Ferb was like first on and we had the interviews and stuff, you saw them and they were just, it's bizarre how they look from then to now, and it's like, oh my gosh, they really were kids. And then you get to hear, like, they can still sound like kids. It's incredible. It's like nothing's different.
So if you're excited for this movie as we are, let us know what you think in the comments below. What do you hope to see in this movie? And if you have any information on when it's actually going to air, because they didn't give us any, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
And now our final stop on the Comic-Con at Home panels was the Bill and Ted Face the Music panel for the new third and probably final movie for Bill and Ted. Woo!
Yes!
Yeah!
And this one was hosted by Kevin Smith.
Yes.
He hosted about 2 or 3 panels for this convention, so we got to catch about 2 of them.
And he was excellent as always, engaging. There was never a dull moment. And it was so hilarious watching him because he was so excited because he was actually getting to meet some heroes of his. As he mentioned in the panel, they were 2 of the characters that inspired him to create Jay and Silent Bob. So that's pretty awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
he couldn't stop swearing in the video, I swear. He wouldn't stop. And it was so funny.
yes.
Yeah. You're like, oh, wait, don't forget about this and this and this and this and this. It's like, okay, calm down for 5 seconds.
So, Phoenix, have you seen both Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey?
I don't think I have. I did heard of it, but haven't seen it yet.
Well, then you've got plenty of time to prepare for the third movie.
Trouble.
Of course, I've seen both, and they're hilarious. And then Rascal's got an opportunity to see. I know Excellent Adventure. I don't think you've seen Bogus Journey. Well, originally it was titled Bill and Ted Go to Hell. That was hilarious.
It's like, oh, what kind of movie is this?
And they said, no, we can't have this go out with this name. You've got to call it something else. So that was fascinating to learn. That was actually the name of the movie, and it's actually what happens in the movie.
Right?
So we also got to meet some new characters that are going to be in it. They both, of course, are adults. They're middle-aged, and they each have children, and they're going to be instrumental in making sure that they make history, as was mentioned in the initial movie, how they're going to be a part of history.
Right. So
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I do remember seeing the first 2 movies a long ago, and there have been talks I remember seeing multiple times if they would ever do a third movie. And you know, for the people that saw this for the first time back when it was first out, this is a like dream come true to finally see a see a Bill and Ted trilogy, not just 2 movies but 3 movies. So now you can have like a whole collection, like you have Star Wars and stuff.
And for me, it was also interesting to hear that when they got the audition, because the 2 writers of the movie were at a McDonald's, and Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter were ahead of them in the McDonald's line, acting like Bill and Ted. And they said, hey, these 2 guys will be perfect, and that's how they got their audition. So talk about the universe being with them. And they said that they had, after they had written the movie, they were actually acting out the roles and pretending to be these characters for an entire year before they met Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. So talk about the universe being on your side and the law of attraction and finding, you know, perfectly matching up all the elements that made this franchise.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just really awesome. So it was really meant to be a hit. It was like with Tom Holland playing Spider-Man. And we got to see, someone found an older picture of Stan Lee, and when they saw when he was a kid, he looked like Tom Holland.
He did.
So it was like pretty much putting Stan Lee as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So this was just the same effect.
Yes. And they had, besides them and the 2 extra characters, they had the 2 writers, they had the director, and they also had William Sadler, who played Death. And it was good to see him back as well, because in the movie he's hilarious. And he's done other movies, but unfortunately for him, his most iconic role is Death in Bill and Ted movies.
Imagine that on your resume. Who have you played the most? Death? What?
So,
wow.
So Kevin Smith made the panel awesome, and there was not a dull moment, and it was really great to see all of them back together. And we know the movie will be out in September?
Yeah, September 1st. And they're going to release it both in theaters and on demand, depending on if the people want to go out to see it in chance, or they want to stay at home and still self-quarantine.
When this is one movie I will definitely be paying to see on demand, because gotta see number 3.
Yeah.
Gotta see it.
Let's complete the trilogy.
So, we hope you've enjoyed also seeing some of the pictures that we've gotten for you of the different panels that we attended. And if you happen to attend any of these panels or some others you want us to know about, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah.
So finally, there's also some information Phoenix wants to give us on the Spider-Man, next Spider-Man movie.
Title. Yeah. Yes, there is some Spider-Man 3 news, and I already know that it is going to be very dark, and the new title is going to be Spider-Man Homeless.
Yeah, that is a dark title, so you're right on that. It does match its theme. Sounds like he can't go home, period, because everyone knows who he is, so I guess he's got to go somewhere else.
Sounds like it's going to be Spider-Man Infinity War.
Oh,
that everything is going to be lost.
Not again.
Everything's going to be lost for him.
You can't love Spider-Man.
That doesn't sound fun, but we hope that they will do it in a way that will not make us cry.
Right, because if we lose Spider-Man again, then
we'll be homeless, so maybe... Right.
Right.
Say he's gone. It's
right. So this is gonna be pretty interesting to see, especially if you know how the second movie ends. Because if you think about, the first one you're excited to see him as Spider-Man. Second movie you see him return, and all these new things come in. And then this third one you guys see, I guess, how this journey for him becoming in the MCU and being Avenger, ends. Because, after 3 movies, that's usually it for a character. They got 3 movies. A character usually gets 3 movies in the MCU, and then that's it.
Yeah, and if Tom Holland, aka Spider-Man, our precious baby, gets hurt, I will cry.
Yes.
So do you have any more exciting news for us that you've learned at the Comic-Cons at home this day?
Well, I did get a Borto clip that I get to see for a new episode.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, finally some anime clips.
Yes.
Yes, and it was very awesome, and I was very shocked by it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and you know, we still gotta go back to Naruto at some
We're
point.
still in season 1 of Naruto.
Because we're watching Bleach and the Titan and here I could watch like so many other
And
things.
Clannad and
Pokemon, oh my gosh. I guess eventually when we have like no eventually, you know, if we got like no other anime left on Netflix to watch, that'll be just it. Just watch that every day.
I think what we'll do, since we really unfortunately don't have a lot of time left on Bleach, because we'll be finishing season 3 tonight, which leaves us only 2 more seasons available on Netflix. So after we finish those 2 seasons, then we can go back to Naruto and continue the series.
Yes, and that will be awesome, because I'm definitely excited for your podcast on Naruto as well, guys.
Yes.
So I think that will probably be like a podcast per season, like we've done with Bleach and Pokemon and stuff, since it's such a long story, and then you got a second series, you got movies, you got a sequel series, so it makes sense just to, well, like a lot of Naruto podcasts.
And on the first initial podcast, of course, we would love for you, Phoenix, to be a guest, since you are you're the hugest Naruto fan that we know.
Yep, I am. I'm the hugest Bleach and Shonen Jump fan.
Yes, that's definitely
We're
true.
catching up with you. So, we hope you've enjoyed these 3 special edition Paws On Animation podcasts with our special guest, Rascal family member and friend, General Phoenix. Let's give a final round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. It's been an honor joining your podcast.
And it's been an honor having you here, and we've really had so much fun, and we can't wait for your next visit, either Naruto or the Balto sequels, whichever comes first.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So, again, if you have any comments or information you want to let us know about your experiences with Comic-Con at Home 2020, leave them for us in the comments below.
Oh, and be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
And extra special, don't forget to visit Phoenix's channel. He's got some awesome movies that feature him as the hero, and they are excellent and fantastic, and he's got some great casting, so don't miss out.
And they're super creative.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So,
thank you all so much for watching. I'm Ask Entertainments.
I'm General Phoenix.
and our Mom Entertainments.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace. See you next year.
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the